and welcome to another episode of Mathison Talks, where we discuss tech and everything in between. As always, we would love to hear your comments, as we're always checking our Twitter and LinkedIn. You can find us at Mathison Talks. My name is Mike Vega, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mariano. Hello, Mariano.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. This episode is brought to you by Mathison Projects, Inc., a web development company. So today we'll be talking about cybersecurity, where we'll provide 10 ways to protect your personal data. You can check out another episode on cybersecurity where we interviewed Alex Hyde, an expert in the subject matter. You can find this episode on all major platforms. So if you haven't seen it, we launched an infographic on the 10 best ways to protect your personal data. You can find this on our socials, and today we wanted to go a little bit more in depth. The first point on the list is trust no one. And that pretty much means don't click on anything and everything that comes into your inbox.
Yes, Mike. The thing is, for hackers, it's really easy to replace a bank web page or a message, an email. So there are a lot of practices like phishing, ransomware, where people will send you, like people you know will send you a message, say, okay, click this link through WhatsApp, your mail, your social network account, and you will click that link and you will be redirected to another page where people will try to get your credit card number, your bank account, and you will get robbed, or you will lose a lot of money. So please, no matter what, and even if you receive an email from a trusted source, please check where the link is going to take you.
Understood. And one way to check is actually, and I know in Chrome, I'm pretty sure across all browsers, there's a little icon next to a website, and it'll have a little lock symbol. If you see that lock symbol, that means that it has an SSL security certification. And that generally means, not all the time, I want to emphasize not all the time, but it generally means that website is safe. Mind you, it's always best practice to check that where the source is from. It should, for example, if it's google.com and it's not misspelled google.com or something in that range, it's always best practice to double check the link. Also, if you see it in the email, a link, it's very easy to show for the link to say Google, but when you click on it, it takes you to another page. So it's all the links that you see are not exactly what is shown in the email. It won't take you necessarily to that link that you're seeing in the email. So trust no one. That is the number one.
I remember one more thing. In Twitter now, people, when you write the name of your bank, you will start getting private messages from different accounts from that bank, supposedly, and saying, okay, no, do you have problems? Please contact here in this contact form. You put your bank account, and you will get a reply, immediate reply, and that's a big problem.
It's a big problem because look, it's not that hard to create these scam accounts, and people fall for it. But slowly, I think that we're kind of shifting to be a little bit more cautious in terms of the scams and the links out there. But just be aware.
Yes.
So number 2 on this list is update and upgrade. Keep your devices up to date to get the latest security patches.
This is pretty straightforward because hackers are testing all day long for bad programming or backdoors or whatever they can use to enter your computer, bank accounts, or cell phones, or email account. So if you keep your software updated and your software upgraded, you will get the latest version of the software with all the patches and corrections that the developer has launched.
And I want to make a quick note of how important it is to upgrade not only devices such as, let's say, your phones and in that nature, but also for those web developers out there, how important it is to upgrade your platform or SMS, your content management system, on a daily basis. For example, WordPress. Those that use WordPress, I sometimes use WordPress. It's a very easy platform to kind of make websites, off the fly. But they just released a huge vulnerability risk, huge, where it makes it extremely easy for hackers to take over your website if you didn't upgrade it, or if you didn't update it rather. Just came out on the 14th of September, over 280,000 WordPress websites were attacked using a gateway 0-day vulnerability. So it's extremely critical, not only your devices, but also whatever, and you're in the perspective, whatever your field may be, to update those tools as well.
Exactly.
Next on the list is public Wi-Fi. And this might come as a surprise to be like, really, public Wi-Fi? But it's actually a very easy way for hackers to get into your information. It's pretty much a free way for viruses or Trojans and harmful software.
Yes, it is. You are on a public network used by, I don't know how many hundreds of people. And if you are on an airport, it's thousands of people every day. And even if they are not hackers themselves, maybe they are loading a Trojan virus or another kind of malware, and it's going to replicate in everyone who is connected to that network. So pretty much like it happened with COVID, you will be sneezing on a room full of people. So
right.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. And so also, let's say you're going to your bank, and this is pretty much the way that it works on public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're going to you went to wellsfargo.com, and you wanted to check your account, so you put in your username, you put in your password, and you click log in. What a hacker could do on a public Wi-Fi is pretty much see all the data that's being sent from your phone, and they're able to reproduce that on their own device so that they could use it at a later date. So it's very important that if you're on public Wi-Fi, do not do anything sensitive on that network. Sure, you can watch YouTube videos and whatnot, but anything sensitive pertaining to sensitive data, avoid it on public networks at all costs.
Yeah, do you remember the episode, our first episode about remote work surveillance, about the logs that people can create of what you write on your computer, and that's your boss or your company, but hackers can do that too. So if you write your username and password, you will be giving for free all your money to hackers. So no public Wi-Fi's, or if we are going to use public Wi-Fi's for whatever reason, please do not use for sensitive or confidential pages.
Yep. And number 4, in the same vein, stay away from shared computers, because this is a perfect environment for hackers to steal your password. I know that Google Chrome you can actually log into your Google Chrome from another website, but many don't know that you can also from your phone log out of those devices if you ever, let's say, use Google Chrome, or let's say you logged into your Gmail at a public library. If ever you do need to log into those accounts, you can actually on your phone go to your settings and see in which devices you're logged in and log out of those devices manually. Exactly.
Yes, you it's like the same thing that we discussed in bullet 3, the public Wi-Fi, but in a small environment. You have only one computer, but everything you type there can be stored, and the passwords can be stored in the browsers, and everything is going to be available for the next users or for hackers. So stay away, or if you are using them, try to not to use for sensitive or confidential pages.
Agreed. Number 5, we have strong passwords are safe passwords. Use hard-to-guess passwords and avoid common information like birthdays and family names.
Yes. We had a breach 5 or 6 years ago where 30% of the Hotmail's accounts had a password with God 12345 or a birthday date or the name or very easy things to guess.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
So you need to be clever with the password and change as we can join this with the next bullet. Change your password regularly, but even with strong passwords, hackers might get the list of username and password in any case. So if you change the password regularly, you will get them guessing all over.
And actually, I read somewhere, I forgot where it was, but I still remember this day because I utilized this, and it placed on the importance of what is a hard password for brute force hackers to try to hack into you. And it was so interesting what they mentioned. They said create passwords that are actually in the form of sentences. So, for example, you can create a password. I went to the park. I was driving outside. That sentence you will always remember. But for a hacker, it is infinitely harder to hack into, and even more so if you include, uppercase, lowercase, stuff like that. But it is infinitely harder because A, for you, it's extremely easy to remember, but B, the character length is that much more, which makes it even harder to crack or get into.
Yeah, actually, if you remember 80s movies where hackers were guessing one character at a time from numbers or letters, caps locks or lower key, whatever. But now we have encryption. So over your password, you have a key which is common and shared by the two sides of the interaction by the email server and the computer. Is the same key of 128 characters, 256 characters. So over your password, there's an encryption level. So if you put a password of 30 characters and then you have a 256 encryption key, it will be really hard for hackers to guess that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's I did not know that right there. Okay, so that's when people talk about 256 encryption, right? That makes it okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Cool. Number 6 on the list is change your passwords regularly. Mm-hmm. It's good practice to change them twice a year. Doing it every 3 months is even better.
Yes. Actually, you need to change your password regularly. Some people has the same password for their mail since they created the mail, and that's really bad because we can relate this with the other episode about cybersecurity. If you check ihavebeenpwned.com, you will see how many times your email has been breached. So, and it's really plausible and possible that you have been breached at least 20 times.
Yeah. Likewise, me, I've been breached 21. So that goes to show you, the majority of people, we've been breached is a sad reality. So let's focus on changing our passwords. It's extremely important. Number 7, keep sensitive data out. Keep your information confidential out of unsafe servers.
Yes, that's important, because if you think that cloud computing is safe, that's great. You have Dropbox, you have OneDrive, they have all these encryption and security measures and everything, but even once in a while they have been breached, and that's why you have photos, nude photos of celebrity leaks or mm-hmm. account numbers or even usernames and password that has been sold on the dark web. So
yeah,
you need to take care of your information. So, for example, when you have crypto, keep your keys on hard drives and your hard drives at your home and in personal wallets, not in electronic wallets, because if that's been breached, you lose all your cryptos, for example.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a huge one for you crypto enthusiasts out there.
Yeah.
Number 8, do not install software from unknown sources. If you don't know the developer, do not install it.
Yeah. Alex, in our episode about cybersecurity, Alex says when something is free, you are the product. So if you have, I don't know, a video game, and that video game costs $60, and you get that for free with a patch, it's pretty like it's gonna be a problem for you, because that's not free. Somebody take the work to create that patch, and nobody is working for free. They are gonna use your computer for something else. They can get your information. You can be a platform to release some new virus, or a DDoS attack, which is a lot of computers trying to reach the same site and collapsing it. So do not trust somebody you don't know. You won't open the house, or open your house door, to anyone. So it's the same for your computer.
Exactly. And yeah, so anything pirated, we advise against that, only because it's so easy to drop an executable attached to that patch or whatever that you're trying to get. And maybe it won't cause direct harm right away, but just know, if they're not mining for crypto on your computer, wasting your resources, you'll probably get a bump in your electrical bill. They're probably already scouting for some information on your computer, going over your keystrokes. And if not that, then you're in some part of botnet. So whenever you hear about a website that's being DDoSed or it's being shut down, you've probably been a part of that, if your computer is compromised. So yeah, do not install software from unknown sources. In this day and age, it's pretty much a given. And this goes into our next point: set up two-factor authentication with possible. Hackers will search for easy targets, so keep them busy.
Yes, actually, this merge with the change your password regularly, because passwords are not enough. Passwords are not enough. You will get a better protection if you use a long password, a big encryption system, and everything. But passwords are not enough, because there are guys trying to enter you to your email account or to your computer all day long. So it's a matter of time. They are gonna breach. If somebody wants to enter your computer or to enter your house, as Alex said in our episode, they are gonna do it. So let's try to make their life difficult, because they are gonna try to find easy targets, not the hard ones. They are not gonna try to breach you if you are really difficult to hack. So that's better. Two-factor authentication, and on your phone or on an application will make sure that you are the one that is logging in.
I also want to make a quick note that two-factor authentication isn't necessarily when you log in to a website using your phone number. There's a lot of now logins where you're able to log in. You just put in your phone number, you get a code, and then you log in. The problem with this is it's not two-factor authentication, because somebody could just take out your SIM card, put it in their phone, and now they're getting the login information, the login code, and then they put it in, and then they're able to log in. So that isn't two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is services such as Google, where you'll get a randomized number, and then whatever service you're trying to log into will ask for that randomized number. So it's a form of an app. You could download the app. It's called Auth. It's on our authentication. It's on Google Play Store and Apple, and it's one of the more secure ways to secure your digital data. Our next point is use antivirus software. A good antivirus is better than no antivirus.
Yes, you should have an antivirus in your computer and in your mobile device, because you will get more protection than the software itself. Actually, any operation, any OS, Windows, Android, iOS, have their own protection systems and detection of intrusion and whatever. But an antivirus will take this to the next level. As with the two-factor authentication, if you put an antivirus, you will have a two-factor detection system.
Yeah, I agree. Antivirus is very important. It's just another step to take. And as a precaution, there's systems that I believe on our on one of our previous episodes, Alex Hyde, a cybersecurity expert, he said he loves Malwarebytes. That's his go-to to protect against viruses. So yeah, check out Malwarebytes. But yeah, this has pretty much been our 10 ways to protect your personal data. And that's all we have for this episode. I hope our listeners walked away with valuable information to be a little safer on the net. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or just want to comment on the subject, be sure to check out our Twitter at Mathison Talks. And don't forget to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.